And then, and then he looked at me and he said, and this is when he really put it on at this point, every day. And literally I did stumble backward a little bit. Luckily that same person held me back, and it felt like I got hit with 10,000 pounds of prawn from Srila Prabhupada. So after, years and years, and it's been over 40, almost 50 years now of chanting that, Srila Gurudev, when he first met me, I had been praying to Srila Prabhupada because there were so much discrepancies in our society. How are we going to, they're ruining Prabhupada's movement. They're ruining Prabhupada's thing, and I was praying, I stopped, trying to preach within some of the ISKCON boundaries like that. And I was praying to Prabhupada, please, help, do something, help the way. And so, shortly thereafter, then Srila Gurudev came, and Isha and Kriparam were calling, and you got to come, you have to come. I said when I first got there, I first heard Prem Prayojana speaking. I think Gurudev was sick that time, and he didn't speak. So I heard the wonderful class, and I also have to thank Prem Prayojana that I'm out of sequence. I'm Prabodhananda Saraswati. Out of sequence, that I asked for Srila Gurudev's some items so we could worship, and Srila Gurudev gave me his socks, which Premananda had brought to me. Prem Prayojana brought to me in South Florida. So on our altar also is Srila Prabhupada's, his cloth, his samadhi dust, things from that I have from Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Gurudev's socks. So we're very fortunate. When I start feeling, like I'm completely out of touch or something, put some on my head to remember. So when I first heard Gurudev, he put his hand on my chest, and he said, "Taste Sajatam Priti Purvakam," and then we added the rest of the verse. And I hadn't told him anything about that. And then he said to me, "Your Guru Maharaj has sent me to help you." And being Mahabodhi, I'm always skeptical, okay, yes. Those of us who came to Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, what is the distinction? We're wandering this material world lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, thinking to try to enjoy it. So they came to the opportunity, it says in the Mahabharata, the most rarest thing is the association of a pure devotee. One lava, 1/16th second of association, most rarest thing Yudhisthira said. So what to speak of getting initiated by them, hearing classes, reading their books, associating. They came and give us association so somehow we could get out of this doldrum. We're meant to serve Krishna. We're part and parcel of Krishna, tiny fractions meant to service. For a person who's Krishna consciousness, and Gurudev would expand on this, that they really don't have independence. We talk about our independence. Our independence at our stage simply means Maya Chela, that we want to use our independence to try to seek out some self-enjoyment. Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada both told us very strongly, you're not this body, you're not this mind. These are owned by Krishna. You're his servant. So in our heads over and over again to try to understand this material world is not meant for just our enjoyment. We can enjoy it in the sense that we're serving. When a devotee, he's purely serving Krishna, what will happen? He doesn't have any independence. He's following in the morning program this. He specifically tell us, what would he say? I've written these books for you. And I heard Gurudev say the same thing, some book distributors. Interesting. I've written these books for you. At least you should read them. So a lot of distributing over and over this book, and then you come and ask a question. I don't know if you didn't read the book. We get chastised in the library party because we were going to professors and universities and scholars and probably would come in and ask questions. You have to read these books. So Gurudev, let's face it, for all of us here, whether he's your Shiksha or your Diksha Guru or just someone you're aspiring to follow, and you may be initiated by anyone, the idea is Prabhupada was sent by Srimati Radharani. Gurudev was sent by Srimati Radharani. They're specifically coming down with the power entrusted them to free people from this material illusion. All you have to do is follow, surrender, read, hear, chant. Sevanukta Jivada, how to serve. And then one of the things is, well, how do you do it? We're stuck in this. How do you get up being stuck? What is the study? The goal is there, so how do you follow the goal? You have to know what the goal is, then your sadhana can go to it. Gurudev has drilled that into. And what did he drill into everyone? What's the verse? Every verse. He also said about pure devotional service. What is it? So that the standard of pure devotional service. And who is giving this love, this prema? This Krishna doesn't give us this prema. Who's giving us this prema? Srimati Radhika and her followers. So her followers are transcendentally empowered. So we're not talking about, we may think, oh, I'm guru, I'm this, I'm old divine, whatever. The bottom line is, until the platform we come to become purified, our lineage, our anugatya, is to follow the instructions of our Guru, and to our especially for those who have connection with Srila Gurudev or Srila Prabhupada. I never had the association with Vaman Maharaj, so I can't really speak about that. But I didn't join ISKCON, and I didn't join the Gaudiya Math. I joined Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. ISKCON and the Gaudiya Math happen to be the institutions they're working in. Srila Gurudev told me in Hawaii, I was fortunate to be with him in the garden, and he was picking up like grass. And I was, kind of curious. He said, come, help. He said, Radharani wants us to make this garland. We have to do it to make it, for Krishna. She needs it right away. So, of course, Mahabhuti was like, huh? Like completely out of tune. As Srila Gurudev was listening, he said, the Acharya in Kali Yuga means you have a big target on your back and everyone's shooting at it. He said, because Kali Yuga is so strong with so much asuras and so many things, to go against that means you are challenging us. We're living in a society that is full of demoniac activity, and by great fortune, Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada both have given us so much ammunition and given us the goal which we would have never known about. Thousands of births. So at least we can follow his in Miami. We had many discussions. Fortunate, I got to be preached to for 30 days by Srila Gurudev when he was here in Miami. And he said this. He said, you have to preach to the sannyasis. And I said, they're not going to listen to me. Their own. He said, otherwise everything will be ruined. So, an interesting content. I said this to about 16 sannyasis in India this last time. I was very silent after I said that. I'm sure I'm on the hate list for some. But the difference is this. And after this little argument, I won't say on all the argument back and forth, but we were having a nice discussion back and forth. And we got to the point, knowledge versus bhakti. Because we can have, knowledge is not bhakti. Okay, so sometimes we pursue knowledge for our own thing, thinking for our own aggrandizement, our own thing, and it's not in seva. So you can have knowledge, but it's not bhakti. So we had that argument, a discussion with Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev Laya.
Ki Jai. Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. So now, the rest of the program this morning will be Shri Prem Prayojan Prabhu Ki Jai.
Shristam Manamapi Veshachipu Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Premabadavyacha Visundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya. My heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, extremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadiya Paramarajatam Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad, Ashtotarasta Sri Rupanugacharya Varya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, after my pranam thousands of times at the Kitanam Pavani Vaishnavi Brahma. Our most beloved Gurudev used to insist on the Gyan Deep. He gives the torchlight of spiritual realization. This is the meaning of Guru. Gu means andhakar, darkness. And Ru means nibriti. So who takes away the darkness of material existence by introducing the light of Krishna Prem? He is called Guru. So Jnana Deepa Pratay Guru, that Guru who illuminates our heart, Prema Bhakti Jahoiti Avidya Vinashayati, he is to be considered Yasya Sakshat Bhagavati, a direct form of the Supreme Lord himself. That Supreme Lord has appeared in the form of this Vaishnava to deliver us. Naivopayatchapati tin kavayastavesha brahmayushapi kritareda mudasmarantam antabahistanubritam asubam vidumbam acharya chaita vapasas gatim vanyakti. Sri Uddhavji, he has said, "O my Lord Sri Krishna, all the great poets, if they glorify you for millions of years, even for the whole life of Lord Brahma, they cannot fully express their indebtedness to you. Because, oh my Lord Sri Krishna, you are so kind that you appear in two forms, as the Chaitya Guru in the heart and outwardly in the form of the Acharya, to give us guidance over all obstacles, over all difficulties, and to bring us to your lotus feet." So, Srila Gurudev, when it was his own Vyasa Puja, his own appearance day, then at that time he was very, very grave. Very, very grave indeed. I remember once we were in Bali and we prepared all the flowers and all the arti paraphernalia for Srila Gurudev's puja, and everyone had written some notes what they will say to glorify Srila Gurudev, and Kirtan was going on. Finally, Srila Gurudev came down from his room and he looked very like fire. He was very grave. And then he sat down, and when a devotee took the paraphernalia to do his puja, he stood up. And then he took the paraphernalia from the hand of that devotee and he did puja to his own Guru with it. Yeah? So on that day he did not allow us to do his puja, only he engaged all of us in the worship of his Guru and his parampara. So this is really the meaning of the Vyasa Puja, that the Guru engages all of his disciples in worshipping his entire parampara. So then Srila Gurudev sat down and he called upon devotees to speak. Stand up and speak. So a devotee came and he pulled out some piece of paper from his pocket. Gurudev took it out of his hand, took it away from him. He said, "I don't want you to speak about me. Or even so much about Guru Tattva, you should explain today Shishya Tattva. Shishya Tattva. That is the principle of disciple. Because when the real worship of the Guru is not the garlands and the flowers and the Mahaprasad, the actual offering that Guru wants is that he wants us to become Sat Shishya, bona fide disciples. So then Srila Gurudev, he began to discuss what is the real quality of a bona fide disciple. And Srimad Bhagavatam, it said, "Uttamas chintitam kuryat proktakari tu madhyamaha adhamo sradaya kuryat Uchcharitam Pituhu. The meaning is, there are 3 levels of disciples. The first level, Uttamas Chintitam Koriyat. Without having any word from Guru, without receiving any instruction, his heart is so in tune with the heart of his Guru that he automatically performs service exactly what his Guru wants him to do without being told. So Uttamas Chintitam Koriyat. The Uttam, the best disciple, he can serve without being told what to do. Then the next one, Bhaktakari to Madhyama. The next type of disciple, the middle level of disciple, the Guru tells him what to do and he does that. Then the third level, Adamo Sadhya Kuryat. The person who Guru tells him to do it and he does it, but he does it reluctantly. He does it without shraddha, without faith. He does not do it with extreme enthusiasm and joy, thinking, oh, weeping, oh, by this service to Gurudev, I'll attain the Nitya Seva, Nikunja Seva of Radha and Krishna. But rather begrudgingly, hesitating, he does the service somehow or other. So he is Adham, the lowest one. And then the fourth category, he's not even a disciple. Akarto Charitam Pitahu. The disciple who is told to do something, but he doesn't do it, then he is just like stool, completely useless. So Gurudev, he spoke this. Then he said, Aham hi vachanad ragya patiyam avipavake vakshayayam visham tikshnam majjayant apichanave. He said, this is the words of Lord Ramachandra. When Lord Ramachandra was told by his father on the day before his coronation ceremony, oh, you have to give up the kingdom and leave everything and go to the forest. So then everyone was telling afterwards, because when Dashrath Maharaj had passed away, they were telling to Lord Ram, no, don't stay in the forest, you should come back. But Lord Ram told them, Aham hi vachanad ragya. On the order of my father, the king, and here Gurudev said we should apply this to Guru. On the order of Gurudev, then patiyam api parvake, I can fall into a blazing fire. On the order of Guru, the Bhakshayam Visham Tikshnam, I can take, if Gurudev says take poison, then I can drink poison. And Majjayam Apicharnave, if Guru says to jump in the middle of the ocean and drown, then I can jump in the middle of the ocean. So Gurunam, Agya Gurunam Avicharniya. Shastra says that the order of Guru is not to be deliberated upon. That means, should I do it, should I not do it? No, one should simply do it. Oh Guru, Agya Gurunam Avacharniyam means yes, you should deliberate on the order of Guru. That does not mean that you should think, should I do it, I should, or shouldn't I do it, but you should deliberate, always thinking, how can I do it? How can I do it better? How can I improve? How can I serve more? And that's the sign of the Sat Shishya, the actual disciple, that even though they serve 24 hours a day with every breath, but at the end they feel that actually I did not serve. I have not served enough. I have not done well. Gurudev said to me once, he was going up the stairs of Keshav Chigoria Mart, and he turned around and he said, oh, my Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, in his last moments when he was in this world, he was crying and saying, oh, I have not properly served Prabhupada. I have not properly served my Gurudev. So this is the difference between the actual Vaishnava and the person who is serving out of ego. Because a person serving out of ego, they do some service and then they relax. And they think, I've done so much, and they try to advertise it. But the actual person in whose heart the Guru Bhakti is flowing, then they never feel satiated that they have served enough. So Guru Tattva is one. Once there was a devotee, and his Nam Guru, he received Harinam from Srila Prabhupada. Then afterwards, he received Diksha from Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. And then later, he was taking Shiksha from Srila Gurudev. And he was always in this quandary, this state of mind, like, who is my Guru? Who do I serve? Who do I follow? But he never said that to anyone. So, Acharya Chaita Vapasaswagatim Bhyanakti, as we mentioned, that the Krishna is in the heart, and that Krishna in the heart comes out in the form of Guru. So he knows our heart. So that devotee, he came in front of Srila Gurudev, and without saying anything, he bowed down. Then Gurudev just said, your heart is divided. And then he could understand, this Guru Tattva is before me, because what I'm whispering in my heart, he knows everything. He said, your heart is divided. So then Gurudev said, you should solve it in this way. And Gurudev, he shared a very sweet realization, experience from his own life, from his own relationship with his Diksha Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. So he said, when I used to sit at the feet of my Gurudev, and I saw my Gurudev, he was speaking on Vedanta Sutra. Then I looked, and then I had the realization that, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan has appeared here and is instructing me on the Vedanta Sutra. This Baladev Vidyabhushan has written our Gaudiya commentary, Govinda Vasya. He said, then at other times, when I was sitting at the feet of my Gurudev and listening to Harikatha, and Gurudev was explaining Bhakti Tattva, then Srila Gurudev said, looking at Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, he had the realization, Srila Jiva Goswami Pad has appeared, and now he's speaking Bhakti Tattva. And when my Gurudev was describing the sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, then I looked at him, and I realized, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has appeared here, and through Gurudev he's instructing me. So this is the meaning of transparent via medium. The Sadhguru is the transparent via medium. All the Guru Parampara are represented in that sadhu. And through that sadhu, they speak to us. So, in this way, one should deliberate on the supreme mercy and the mystery of Guru Tattva. Srila Gurudev ki Jai.